Hi everyone, Roseann Zaft here from Live Fit, and I'm really kind of excited to do a series for you. We're going to do Pilates on the platform, and this is a 4-week series. So welcome. I'm really, like I said, excited about doing this because I've been teaching Pilates, been a practitioner since 2001, and that's a long time. And throughout my career, it's been an ebb and flow. I do it, then I don't do it, I do it, I don't do it, but I always go back to Pilates. As a trainer, a yoga therapist, a fitness trainer, I think, when it comes down to all the exercises we do, posture, form is everything. And that's why I keep going back to Pilates. And I think it's pretty cool that now we can take the work of Pilates and put it on a platform just to literally shake things up. So welcome everybody. And if you're new to our lives, we do record them, so you will be able to watch this as much as you want and take what you need. If you've got questions, throw them in the chat or message me on our Lifepro VIP page. Happy to answer, or private message me, Roseann Zaft. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram. And I'm going to be doing the live today on the Rumlex Pro 4D. Over the past couple of years, I've been teaching therapeutic yoga on the platforms, and as I said in the classes there, whatever platform you have is perfect. And I've been experimenting, playing around a lot in the past 2 years, and people go, well, what setting should I do? And truly, it's got to be something that you're kind of comfortable with. Meaning, if you have the Rumlex and you like lateral, do lateral. If you like oscillation, do oscillation. Pulsation, do that. The slower we go, there's going to be a lot more instability. The higher we go, there's more energy, more vibration. And so today, for the work we're going to do, I'm going to suggest a speed of about 40 to 50-ish. Okay, now if you're on the waiver or the turbo, adjust accordingly, but play around with it. That's the beauty of this platform, that you can't really go wrong. Listen to your body at all times. So please let me know where you're coming from, what platform you're working, if you have any questions. This is a 4-week series. Besides this series, I'll be teaching on Fridays Pilates on the balance trainer. So many of the things that we're going to be doing on the platform, that we do on the mats, that we do on the reformer, that we do on a lot of the other apparatus, we are going to do on the balance trainer. Today will be more of a kind of a fundamental breakdown, because there are 5 basic principles that I want you to understand. And I just kind of got sidetracked. I have blinds that you can see the lights, kind of the shadows. So you're going to see little spots on me, and that's from my shades. Sorry about that. So anyhow, back to what I was saying. There are 5 principles that it's super important to understand before we even put this machine on, and before we start going into the work. And the first principle is breathing. Like every exercise, we want to breathe in to bring energy in. We want to breathe out to push out stale metabolic waste, respiration. We also want to breathe to feel our diaphragm working. We want to breathe not to hold our breath. We want to use that exhale, the energy, to contract muscles. There's a lot of reasons to breathe, but most of the time I have to remind my clients, breathe, because they're so focused in their head that they're holding their breath. And many times that holding the breath will tighten you up. So the work is fluid, as in any exercise, we want fluidity, control. That's all that's about in Pilates, is a lot of control. And then you put us on a platform where we're kind of out of control, and it really makes things fun. So breath. What I'd like you to do is put your hands on your rib cage, and just feel. I'm going to see if you can see this. You should be able to. When I inhale, my hands expand. Like you see, they go apart like elevator doors. And when I exhale, my fingertips almost touch. So I'd like you to practice that throughout the week, inhaling and exhaling, because we tend to be chest breathers. Many of us are breathing up and down like this, and we've got this disconnect in our pelvis, our rib cage to our pelvis. So we want to have a lot of control, upper and lower. We want to connect the two areas so the breath is expansive. Your lungs are back in here, and you want to breathe into the back of the ribs, and then close the elevator doors, close the rib cage. Okay, so I could spend probably an hour talking about the principles, and I want to move this along because we're going to incorporate it into the work. Second principle, head and neck placement. Now, if you're like me and everyone else these days, I'm going to grab my phone. What are we doing? We're looking at our phone. We're looking at our Kindle. We're driving. We're at the computer. We're watching TV. We're sitting back, and we've got this forward posture. And as in many of my trainings, I talk about the head like a bowling ball. And we need, and I emphasize that word need, to keep the head over the shoulders. Now, as we do work, we're going to be flexing and extending, but it's not leading with the chin. We don't want to shear the vertebra of the neck. Many of us, and me included, my timer here, me included, I have a lot of degenerative discs in my neck. I had 5 years in art school and 15 years over a drawing board in a former career. So I just really have a kind of a messed up neck. Plus I'm old, and that doesn't help because a lot of us get a lot of degeneration in our discs, the space between, the padding between the vertebra. So towel is one of the props I'd like you to have, besides a few other things, yoga blocks and blankets if you need them. But when we put the towel behind our neck and pull our chin in, you might even feel the abdominals come in. Our spine is lengthened out, and we have this really nice neutral neck. Now, when I start getting into the work with you and I ask you to nod the chin, I always want to think of fist distance. So when I nod the chin, I'm not jamming the chin. You can hear my voice change, and I get this big double chin. I want to nod. I want to find length. I want to create space, a nice long neck. So head and neck placement are super important. When you're in the work, I often find clients closing their eyes, but it's super important that your gaze is always on the horizon. So as we nod the chin, my eyes look down. As I lengthen up, my eyes are forward. But when I ask my clients to lift the chest, what happens? They lift their chin. This is your chest. You lift the chest and you keep the chin in place. So we'll talk about head and neck placement in the work as well. Now, rib cage placement is another principle. So we've got breath, head and neck placement, rib cage placement. As I showed you, when we breathe, our ribs kind of pop or they can sink in. And when I have you reach your arms up, and I'll kind of show you from the side. So I'm in neutral spine here right now, but when I lift my arms up, my ribs pop. You can see my wrinkles on my shirt, and then they come down. So I'm kind of popping my ribs. In much of this work, we want to keep the ribs knitted together, ribs down. So when I lift the arms, there's no change in the wrinkles in my shirt. My rib cage is connected. Think of it like you have two big diaper pins and your ribs are connected to the hip bones. And that way we keep our spine neutral, if you will. The fourth principle is scapula mobility and stability isolation. Scapula means shoulder blades. Our shoulders are designed to lift and lower. I call that the honey, I don't know move, the lift and lower. They're also designed to retract and protract. So I'm going to turn around and show you this. So I'm retracting, protracting, retracting, protracting, lifting and lowering. Okay, so those are 2 directions or 4 directions that the shoulder blades move. My shoulder blade also rolls around up and down and forward and back, which makes my arm circumduction. So we get all this beautiful movement in our shoulders based on what happens in our scapula. But because we let our neck muscles do a lot of the work, we get real frozen. You know, I have a client now with frozen shoulder. He goes to pick up his arm and it's the whole side of his neck comes up because he cannot keep the shoulder blade down. The deltoid muscle's not working. His traps are working. And how many of you can agree that you feel like you're wearing your shoulders like earrings, or you feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders? The should-ups, you know, the shoulders should. So we're gonna lift the collarbones, and you can feel your collarbones, feel them lifting up. And when I lift up, what happens? I pop my ribs. So I've got to connect my ribs down and my collarbones up, and now my back muscles engage. Again, a lot of information, but this, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is super important to understand this work. Even if you're sitting on a stool with your feet on your platform, these alignment principles are super important. Even if you don't have a platform yet, you'll probably get one soon, and you're walking on the Swift treadmill, it's alignment, it's shoulder placement, rib cage placement, head and neck placement, breathing. If you're using our Power Flow dumbbells, and I teach Pilates principles in the weight training room. Optimal alignment in your spine, the way it was designed to flex, extend, side bend, rotate, will give you the best results to help prevent future injuries, as well as correct injuries, correct yourself. So if you have an injury, you can correct and strengthen those joints from which you have the injury. So let's see, I've talked about breath, head and neck placement, rib cage placement, scapula isolation and mobility. And the fifth principle is pelvic placement. So our pelvis, if you think of it as a bucket, right? We can tilt the bucket forward and back. So I'm emptying my bucket and I'm tilting it forward. I roll on my sitting bones. And that's my lower abdominals that are doing the work. Now, what I'd like you all to do is, if you have, again, the prop, a yoga block, or one of the squishy balls, as April calls it, it's the Lifepro from the balance trainer. If you squeeze this ball between the inner thighs, I call it birthing the ball. So you put it up and you squeeze, you're going to feel how you can pull the belly in, relax it, squeeze. And this gives us helps us to lift the pelvic floor up. Now, April, I keep, Amber, I'm so sorry, I keep calling you April. I don't know why I'm doing that, but Amber, birthday girl month, has a whole video on pelvic floor and how to work your pelvic floor. But the ball for me and my clients is key to feel that pulling up through the pelvic floor. I'm getting my lower abdominals to lift up, and you can see the wrinkles in my shirt kind of pull up and in as I lift my pelvic floor up. But I'm also engaging the muscles of my thighs. Okay, so nice stuff for you to practice. You can use block, you can use a pillow. Again, I like the squishy ball. Oh, well, that's almost 15 minutes of talking, and hopefully that was helpful information for you. And now we're going to get into the work. Have a blanket ready if you're going to be kneeling, or if it's the platform feels a little too intense. I have the mat under here now. I'm usually using it really to protect, because I tend to shut my machine off with my legs often. We're going to start in a cat-cow. Okay, so join me here, and I'm going to keep moving my platform around so you can see me at different angles. I want to suggest, by the way, when you're doing this work, watch first, but don't do it while you're watching me, because if you're like me, and I'm doing it, but because I'm looking up, I don't want your head looking up. Okay, I don't want you to be looking at your device or looking down at your device. Listen, watch, and see me move, and then replay it, and then hear the words, and then feel it in your body. And that way you can just kind of go by the audio rather than going, what is she doing? And turning your head all the time, because that's one of the principles, head and neck alignment. And I'm going to do my best not to lift my head up as well. I'll turn to look at you or look at the screen if I need to look for comments. So I'm going to move my platform so you can see me from the side. And I'm going to give you options because we all come from different places. If you are not able to kneel on the platform, you're going to stand and you'll do a cat-cow, rounded, bend the knees, and flatten the back. So you see the roundness. I'm tucking, I'm pulling in, and then I'm arching. But today, I'm going to be kneeling. If you are uncomfortable with your hands, and notice my toes are off the ground, the hands on the platform, then all you have to do is take 2 yoga blocks and put your hands here. Does that make sense? Okay. I want to make sure you have options in all this. This is a fundamental movement of the spine, the cat-cow. So let's begin. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exercises I'm going to show you today. So I hope to move through them quickly because I want to make this video not too long. So bear with me on this because it might go more than 30 minutes. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take this on a oscillation mode, just so you know where I'm at today. I'm oscillating. Oh, come on. I'm oscillating at a speed of about 45 to 50. Okay, so I'm going to turn this bad boy up. You're going to see some lights going on here in my red zone. Okay, I'm on my hands and knees, and I'm going to put my knees at the back. Spine is long. My toes can be on the ground, but I want to keep them off. My shoulder scapulas are pulled back. I'm going to take an inhale breath, and on the exhale, I'm going to drop my head and tuck my tailbone and push between my shoulder blades. I'm protracting the shoulder blades while I'm flexing my spine. My abdominals are pulled in. On the inhale, I'm going to retract the shoulder blades and I'm going to lift the tailbone and feel the belly drop. And I don't have a very big arch for my back. I tend to be flat back, but it's better than it used to be. Exhale, tuck. Inhale and arch. Now, grab my ball. It might be helpful for you to take the ball between your thighs. Okay, the birthing the ball. And that will help you with the pelvic floor. To squeeze and tuck, exhale all your air. Inhale, release that ball. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. If you don't like your hands on the platform, my shoulders are over my wrists. I'm going to exhale, push away, squeeze that ball. Inhale. I'm not going to lift my chin. There's my neck crunched. I want my neck to be long. My eyes are looking forward, and I'm reaching my head away from my tops of my shoulders. And here's my tilt. One more time. Exhale, shake your head, make sure you're not in your neck. And inhale, glide the shoulders back. So that's your cat-cow, okay? From here, we're going to go into a hip roll. I'm going to move the mat away. I'm going to put my feet on the platform, and I'm going to lay flat. Once again, the ball is going to go between my knees, and the eyes are not gazing up because there's the head and neck placement here. If my chin is up, my shoulders are up, and I'm really not in neutral neck. So I'll take my hands, put them behind, lift my head, and my eyes are gazing right over my knees. That's my horizon line. And my shoulders are flat. Okay, so I press the shoulder blades down, hands heavy at the side. Super important. You don't want to cramp. You've got to use your pelvic floor and your glutes. Inhale, prepare. The rib cage expands. And on the exhale, squeeze, tilt, and roll up. And you're resting on your shoulder blades. Keep squeezing the ball. Take an inhale. Feel the tailbone reaching toward your calves. And then roll down bone by bone. You're pulling the ribs in. And then the lower belly. And then the pelvis goes into neutral. So pelvic placement means, or neutral means, I've got a little mouse house underneath my middle back. My navel now is going to press down as I tilt up, squeezing the ball. I'm going to reach my knees over my ankles. I'm looking, I'm squeezing, I'm taking another inhale to lift a little higher, use the glutes, and roll down. Right between the shoulder blades. That's the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, and the hip bones roll forward. And there's neutral. Okay, we're going to add on to this. Okay, take a breath and prepare. Through the nose, you breathe. Rib cage expands. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, sweep up, roll up, reach the arms up, and now here comes rib cage placement. When I let my arms reach back, I don't want to pop my ribs. I keep my ribs down, but I keep my hips lifted. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, roll down bone by bone. And we've got 3 more of those. Take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, tilt, roll, lift, and reach up and over. It's a nice and big stretch. My hip bones are open up. Take an inhale, arms up, my shoulders are flat, and then I'm going to roll down bone by bone. Squeezing that ball until I get to the bottom of my pelvis. 2 more times. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, sweep arms up and over. Feel the tailbone curling up toward the ball. Take an inhale, arms go back, exhale, roll down. Now I've got 1 more. I'm going to add on to that. Take an inhale to prepare. Reach the fingertips toward the platform and tilt and roll up and over. Big stretch. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and add some pulses. So you're going to drop, lift, drop, lift. Inhale, exhale. Your arms can be up here too if you want. Let's go for 5. Press. 4. Press. 3. Press. 2, press, 1, all the way up. Take a nice big breath in and roll down bone by bone by bone and release. Good work. So roll to the side and come on up. And that was our hip rolls to really work a lot of our legs. Now I'm going to go into the ab prep. Ab prep meaning our thoracic flexion. So thoracic flexion means, I'm going to shut this off for a second. Thoracic flexion is from your sternum to flex over. So most of us just kind of dump. Okay, that's lumbar flexion. I'm looking for thoracic. It's small, okay? This is where our crunch begins. So I'm going to show you a couple different things. Let's first, the platform's not on for this part. You don't need it. Your feet are down. You're going to interlace your fingers behind your head, and then you're going to flex up. Now, fist distance, chin under the fist under the chin, and that's where your head should be. And I'm pressing into here. I'm pressing right into this thoracic spine. My shoulder blades are off the floor. You don't see them, but I can feel them. Okay. Now I didn't flatten my back here. I didn't do a tilt. I kept my pelvis neutral. I'm going to even put my heels digging in, and I'm going to lift up. Exhale. Over time, as your neck and upper abs get stronger, you'll just take your hands down and you'll slide them and you'll lift up. It's a lot more work. And most of my clients will say to me that they feel in their neck. And probably so, because those neck muscles are doing too much work lifting your bowling ball up. The work comes from here. That's where the towel comes into place for your hands behind your head. It's okay. You can use it. Don't let anyone shame you into saying, don't hold your head. Because I don't want you to strain these muscles anymore. I want you to feel it here. That's your ab prep. And I'm just showing you that quickly because we're going to add on to this. Okay, breaststroke prep. Now my machine is on. I'm going to go a little lateral on this one. Okay, lateral position. And my speed is going to be back again to about 40-ish, 45-ish. I like being in the red zone here. Now, I'm going to put my hands on the platform. I'm going to lay on my belly. I might get cut off on Instagram, but I hope not. My forehead's on the ground. I'm going to push this away a little bit. My hands are on the ground. I'm going to press down on the ground and drag my arms into my shoulder sockets, and then I'm going to come back down. I'm going to plug in, and I'll show you a couple of these, and we'll talk about it. It's almost like I'm clawing the platform to lift. Now what's happening here is I'm using these muscles, the shoulder stabilizers. My butt muscles are super tight. Okay, my belly's pulled up. I don't want to flatten my back. I want to pull my belly in. So take an inhale, activate your legs, pull and lift, and lower down. We'll do 5 more. Exhale, and inhale, exhale, and inhale. Keep the legs active. Here's 3. Press, and 2. Reach your toes away from your fingertips. 1 more time. Hold it here. Look to the left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center. 1 more. Left, center, right, center. So I'm reaching the head away from the tail. Take 1 more inhale breath. Push down, get a little higher, and release. You're going to come up into a shell stretch known as child's pose. Heels to toes together, knees apart. Shift back, and this is going to feel really good on your arms to shake out. Drop your head. Shake everything out. Feel that stretch in your lower back. Keep the belly pulled in. You'll breathe into the back ribs. So take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feel that roundness. Exhale, lengthen. 1 more. And come up. Now, from here, we're going to talk about the hundreds. The hundreds are a signature move. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so you can hear me. The hundreds are a signature move. I'm going to put this on pulsation for right now. So yeah, I'm changing things around a lot. I'm not super flowy in this particular video or live because I'm breaking down movements using the platform. Okay. The hundreds, 100 breaths, sniffing in 5 counts, exhaling 5 counts. So it's an inhale through the nose, and you blow birthday candles out, and you're sniffing a flower. Now, if the snit and blow are not your cup of tea, you just inhale, breathe, fill up the ribs, exhale, empty the ribs. Hand position. I'm going to show you from the front what it looks like, and then I'll show you from the side, then we'll go into the work. So my hands are at my side, and I'm pumping my arms. I'm pumping my lats. I'm feeling my shoulder blades, and I'll show you from behind. My shoulder blades are pressing back and down. Exhale, exhale, exhale. It's just not patting my hands, okay? I'm not just kind of dangling. I want everything to come from here while I breathe in and out. Now, you can even feel this pressing into your platform. You can take a breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press 2, 3, 4, 5. Release 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. It's subtle. Inhale, release it. Exhale, push into it. Watch you don't pop. Remember, I kept my ribs in. Let's do 2 more sets. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Lengthen the neck. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Push your hands, your fingers into the platform. Pull your ribs and lengthen your neck. And that should feel really good. So that's a seated 100s. We've got 50 more. I'm going to add on to this. I want to suggest that you come to the edge of the platform here, or some of you might, I like the Rumblex because it's got a nice little curve to it, okay, that you can imprint your pelvis, but I'm going to show you from the side, okay? My sits bones are here. I'm going to roll down. I'm going to keep my feet down. My hands are behind my head. There's my ab prep, okay? My spine is imprinted. My back is flat. My belly's in. My abs are working like crazy to hold my bowling ball, and there's the fist under my chin. Okay, if it's too much for your head, 1 hand pats at a time. I'm going to do both, and I'm going to show you some variations. So take an inhale, prepare. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe. Blow. You can take one leg up. Exhale. You can switch it, the other leg up. You can switch it. You can take both legs up. Exhale. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more set. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. Roll yourself up. That was our version of the 100s. I did 50 pumps with my arms is pressing, and 50 with my ab prep position. You should be feeling it in your abs. Hello, I can't see that far. Hello, Dorothy. Let me see. Hello, Dorothy. How are ya? My far vision isn't that great, even with contacts on. Okay, we did cat-cow, hip rolls, ab preps, breaststroke preps, shell stretch, 100 seated and on our back. Now we're going to do the half roll back. And let's mix it up again. If you have the Rumblex Pro 4D, let's get crazy here. Let's do lateral and let's do oscillation. Why not? Because we can. And as I said before, whatever platform you have is good. It's all good. I'm going to crank up my speed to my mid 40s or 50s. Oh, to be 40 or 50 again. Amber, enjoy it. It goes by quick, girl, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm sitting on my platform. If you have a squishy ball, awesome. If you have a block, awesome. If you have a towel. But I like to put something between your legs. And we're sitting up nice and tall. Find your neutral pelvis, your head and shoulder placement, shoulder stable, and we're going to squeeze the ball. Arms out, shoulders down. I'm at the edge of my seat. Take an inhale and pull the belly back. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen up. I'm rolling back. There's that pelvic tilt. You can see all the wrinkles in my shirt. Exhale, squeeze, and back. I'm going to add on to this because it starts feeling, I don't want to say easy, but your body's getting used to it. You pull the ribs. I'm making that hip to rib connection. Adding on, we're going to roll back, hold it here, arms come up. There's the rib cage placement. Now I don't want to pop. I'm keeping my ribs down. Let's do for 4. Exhale. 3. Squeeze that ball. 2. And 1. Hold it here. You're going to flex over and restack. Let's add that full combination. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up and over. Exhale like you're diving over your thighs. And then restack your spine. 3 more. Inhale, prepare, squeeze the ball. Exhale, flex back. I call this the C curve. Inhale, arms reach the sky, victory pose. Exhale, dive over and restack. Let me show you what my hands are doing, how wide they are. I'm going to talk differently because I'm on the different shape on the platform. Inhale, squeeze that ball. Exhale, arms reach up. Inhale, look how wide I am. I'm not narrow here and I'm not too wide, but I want my shoulders down. Take another inhale. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, restack. And let's do that again. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, dive back. I wasn't even upright here. Nice and upright there. Inhale. Exhale, roll back. Arms reach. Inhale. Exhale, dive over. Okay? So that's the half roll back. We're going to add on to that a lot, but you've got to get all the rectus abdominis tight. And we're going to add a spine twist. So let's grab your towel. In spine twist, typically people want to use their arms to rotate their spine, but I want to keep my torso solid. I'm rotating my shoulders. So there is some rotation, but I'm not twisting so much that my legs shift. So that's why we're using either a block or the squishy ball. Now, the reason I'm having the towel here is that I'm pulling. My elbows know where they're at. They're not back here. My shoulders are down. So that's my natural shoulder blade scapula angle. When I rotate, I'm going to rotate to the side. This is my left side. I'm squeezing the ball, and I want to feel my left shoulder blade pull toward my spine for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. And I'm going to show you 3 different versions of this, or 3 views. Inhale, get length. Exhale, rotate to the right. And 3, 2, 1. Let me show you what that looks like from the front. Inhale, get tall. You want space between each vertebra. And the towel stays right in front of my chest. I exhale, 3, 2, 1, back to center, inhale, exhale, rotate to the opposite side, 3, 2, 1. As you notice, it's not my arms going back. That tail stays right in line with my sternum. Inhale, get tall, exhale, 3, 2, 1, back to center, exhale, 3, 2, 1. I'll show you from behind, last couple reps. We're nice and tall here, shoulders are down. Inhale, prepare, exhale, rotate to your right. 3, 2, 1, come back to center, rotate to the left. 3, 2, 1, and again, breathe in, rotate, 3, 2, 1, center, 3, 2, 1. So you see my arms, I keep them out, center, 3, 2, 1, and release. And you should feel a lot of work into your transverse obliques, your internal obliques make you flex, external make you bend. And now we're going to go into that. Side stretch. Take one foot off to the side. Your hips are still. This is our version of mermaid. If your knee doesn't feel comfortable there, you can bring it in front. And you can sit like that. You can bring it out to the side like this. And I got a lot of wobbling going on here, so I kind of like facing you on this one. Arms are gonna reach out. You can see your thumbs in your peripheral vision. They're not back here. Shoulders are down. You're gonna reach up and bend over and lengthen that side. Now you can take your hand on your hip so it stays anchored down, and we're gonna come out to the center, and then we'll go to the other side. I put my hand on my thigh, and my head goes with me. Inhale and exhale. Hand can press down, arm bends, come back, you're framing your face, and exhale. We'll do that. Oh, that feels so good. Let's do only one more though, because we've got another side. Exhale over, hold it, do a head check. Hand behind your head, pull your chin in, reach over, get a little more stretch. Come on back to center, shoulders down. Exhale, bend over to the side, press down into your thigh, do a head check here, pull your chin in, and lift that elbow to the sky, get lots of space. And back. Let's go to the other side. Some of you might feel comfortable sitting like this, but I like the mermaid legs on this. So my hips are kind of stable here. Okay, arms are out. We call this the T shape. Okay, you're gonna pinwheel over. Take an inhale breath to prepare. Get length, and then you side bend. And I'm gonna take my arm here. You can take it on the floor, but a lot of people tend to start slouching in it. If it feels okay for you, I'll get squarely. You can slide, but I want to make sure this hip stays down. So less is always more on the beginning. And exhale, let's bend to the side. Anchor into that platform leg. Take it out, get tall, breathe in. Exhale, side bend, push into your hip, anchor it down, frame your face. You don't have to straighten your arm because that's your neck. I want the elbow to be bent and soft. It's the ballerina move. And then over, exhale. One more time, take a big breath in, lengthen out from the fingertips to the crown of the head, and exhale, exaggerate it. Take another breath, get more space. Do the head check every now and then. Last time to the other side. Take a deep breath in and side bend. Everything in check. Enjoy another little side bend stretch. Open up and release. So that's what we've got today for our Pilates session. I hope it was helpful for you. Again, if you've got any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat, text me, private message me in our Lifepro VIP group. It's an awesome group. We all help each other. It's really one big happy healing family, helping each other to feel great, heal, to feel more energized, get stronger, build more endurance, get recovery from injuries. I'm so grateful that I was able to be here to help you to know how to move in your Pilates body. It's all about control. Hey, don't worry that you're late because this is going to be recorded, so you got this. I spent about 15 minutes talking about the principles of Pilates. I showed some of the foundational moves. Did you know that Joe Pilates had 34 mat exercises? So Classic Pilates has 34 mat exercises, and they are tough. let me tell you, they are tough. You put any of those exercises on this vibration machine, well, you just kicked up your game. Now, the truth is, there are more than 35 exercises because your body and my body move differently. So we're finding moves that are best suited for your body. You might not be a big flexion person for a reason. You might not be a big extension person. How can I keep my Robux from turning off while I'm using it? You know, what I like to do, I'm going to shut mine off right now because I've been vibrating for a while. You might want to put a piece of cardboard over the control panel. That way, when you press on, you won't press into it. I do that all the time as well. And you know, it is what it is. I know some of the control panels do lock. I'm not sure which one it is, but just grab or take an extra towel or something and just pat it. It shouldn't bother your work on the machine, but just put some padding on there, and then you're not apt to press in because it's very touchy, isn't it? Yeah, it'll shut off. But you know, you still can do the Pilates without the vibration platform as well. We've been here for now about 45 minutes, and even though it is suggested to not use this platform more than 30 minutes at a time, especially if you're not familiar with vibration, because we're up and down and moving, it's not a true 30-minute workout because I've got you on the floor, I've got you moving around. So don't fear if like, oh my God, that's too much time on the platform. But definitely do be safe about it. Work your way up. The exercises I showed you, which were about 10 of them, you can practice one or two. Practice that a couple times. Then practice the next one and practice the next one. So then over time, you'll have a flow because eventually my hope is that when we get this fundamental work out of the way, that I will literally teach a class where you guys have to just refer back to the training videos before you come into the flow because there's so much that we want to teach you and share with you. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to come into the privacy of your own home today to teach you some Pilates on the platform. This is Roseann Zaff from Live Fit in sunny Scottsdale signing off. I'll see you Friday on the Balance Trainer. Have a great evening. Bye for now.